But we've got the chance to do all of that, to develop a better, more effective Parliament. The powers are now within our hands. And I believe that continual constitutional navel-gazing, continued inward debate, that's not what I believe in, that's not what I support, that's not liberalism.
It's more of the education, how you bring your kids up to understand what Scotland was about.
Yeah, and in some ways, it's as bad as this, because it's a kind of easy alternative to some of these serious points about social justice, about poverty, about education, about our future, that I believe would mark Scotland out as different and should really be the focus. And too often you pick up the newspapers and it's another superficial headline to do with the referendum or to do with the independence issue, because that's what the media likes to report. But the thing that, when I speak to young people, when I speak to most people around Scotland, the thing that they care about most is their local school, is their education system, is their health service. And they can care passionately about issues like Make Poverty History. When the G8 summit was here, if any of you were on that rally, there were tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people marching because it was a cause that they believed in. Or anti-apartheid. And that's where it should be, in my view. That's where the debate should be. It's a good thing that people get involved with some of these single issue campaigns. A lot of the political parties feel threatened by that. I don't. I think that's a good sign, a positive sign. And if we were debating those issues for the next few decades, that would be a good start to the 21st century, rather than constant debate on constitutional issues and holding referendums.
I think we've got time for all the questions.
Sure.
Why aren't the Liberal Democrats working more closely with the SNP towards the whole devolution, given that you both support that vision?
Well, the SNP don't support devolution, they support independence. Their reason for existing is on independence. And remember, the Scottish Constitutional Convention, which created the framework for the Scottish Parliament, remember and never forget that the SNP boycotted that, refused to have anything to do with that, played no part in that. And it was the Liberal Democrats that took the decision to work with the Labour Party and with the business representatives, church representatives, Civic Scotland to create that framework and to then deliver on the Scottish Parliament when in 97 the Labour Party came to power, in 99 the Parliament was created. And we've always believed in devolving more powers to Scotland and creating home rule for Scotland and more powers for the Scottish Parliament, but never independence. So that's why we're cautious about our engagement. But of course we'll get involved if it will deliver better schools, better health, better education. But you are dealing with a party, the SNP, that's sole reason for being formed, sole reason for being created was to deliver a different outcome to the future that I see as important for Scotland, and that outcome is independence. The future I'd like to see is more liberal democracy, the sort of country that I think you were talking about in the question just a few minutes ago. And that's the noble cause that I intend to continue to campaign for and to work for, not just in Scotland, but across the UK, across Europe, and across the world. And through the UN, through the other institutions, but it's what should bring people together. It's what should bring people in this room together. It's that view of the future of the world. And if we get it right, then the 21st century can be a really exciting and inspiring century. If we get it wrong, then we'll make some of the mistakes of the last century. And too many Scots, and too many English people, and too many people from around the world have died in wars for very wrong, very negative reasons. So let's hope that we can create, through the sort of discussion, through the sort of debate that we stimulate here, that we can create that better world. But I guess increasingly, the torch will be passed to the new generation. And the old politicians, whether they're the 66-year-old Min Campbell or the increasingly middle-aged Nicol Stephen standing in dark suits, their responsibility, their time and power will ebb away. Mr. Brown will no longer be Prime Minister. Mr. Cameron even will no longer be the leader of the Conservative Party. And the responsibility will pass to you. And I hope that through events like this, that more of you will be interested in politics, involved in politics, and better informed when those responsibilities do rest on your shoulders. It never crossed my mind when I first came to Edinburgh University those years ago and delivered those leaflets, first political leaflets, I guess, that I delivered in Edinburgh. I delivered in the streets just a few hundred yards away from here. And little did I think that my career would be in politics. And I think it's really important that we continue to have these events. And thank you very much for inviting me along this evening. Really appreciated it. Thank you.
Just a quick announcement from next week, which is the eminent sociologist Anthony Gibbons. I've completely forgotten when and where it is, so Ollie,
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock is the next Thursday?
Old College.
Old College next Thursday, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. So next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, Old College. We'll see you there. We're going to go down to the live bar now if you want to join us. But again, if you'd like to join in, thank you, Nicol Stephen.
Thank you.